What is going on? Welcome to Cow Tech, episode number 36 already. I can't believe it. What's going on, Tyler?
Hey, how are you, Adam? Where are you at now?
We are basically as far up north in Ontario as you possibly can be. I almost brought my winter coat. No word of a lie.
What's the temperature like up there?
It's a balmy 71-ish, something
Oh,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
a little chilly.
it's not bad. At night it drops though. That's where it
Oh,
gets
does it?
real spicy. But definitely happy to be here with decent internet so we can bring part two of what I love the most, which is the RC racing portion of the CowRC product lineup. And man, I can't wait. We definitely have an awesome show. We got tons of stuff that we can share with everybody. And I see everybody jumping on board. Thank you guys for joining us. It is definitely going to be one of those episodes that you guys don't want to miss, especially if you're into racing like I am, or just keeping your rigs as clean and tidy as you possibly can with some of the best products in the business. So Tyler is actually helping me out again today. He's going to take care of business. He is going to be running the show. So I know he's got a few things he wants to get off his chest to start things out. And
yes, no, absolutely. I mean, we always like to share the new stuff coming out from CowRC. Some of it's stuff we've shared with you already. Some of it's brand new. So I'll just kind of start right from the top here. Let me go ahead and show you what we're talking about right now. So lights, we talked about the desk light and pit lights last episode. And so we basically have a day, maybe 2 days left on this pre-order. So right now it's 20% off pre-order. So we've got our folding desk light here, 20% off. So you're saving $12 right here. And then
don't forget the code below. Tyler, though, saves you an extra 10%. Cow Tech, baby.
Yes. So these pre-order discounts are automatic, right? You don't need a code or anything like that for these. And like Adam said, you use your code COW-TECH at checkout and you save an additional 10% off of this already marked down price. So take advantage of it. I mean, you literally have 24, 48 hours left to take advantage for the pre-order. These things are in the United States now. They are at the port. Just kind of waiting to clear customs and move over towards your pit station. So it's coming soon.
Yes, and honestly, I wish I had these pit lights in the current situation right now. I'm in my mom's living room, so it's definitely a unique lighting situation. I'll show you the behind-the-scenes thing on the CowRC fan page, just for all you guys following along with all the fun and shenanigans.
No, we would definitely want to see. We'll see behind, and we'll have some episodes like that coming up soon, and doing some kind of behind the scenes stuff and showing you different mat setups and in our workstations and kind of in our work areas. So stay tuned for that. That's kind of coming up here in the next month or so. Another item that we have, so it's a new product combo alert. So the cleaning brushes, the detail brushes, the reservoir brushes, the block brushes, and the blade brushes have been really popular. So what we wanted to do is share, basically a combo deal with everybody. So something new to the website. So you kind of notice how we started organizing everything. We've had so many more products enter in that we need to make it a little bit more cleaner. And speaking of cleaner, so we've got our cleaning product line here. So we have our cleaners and protectants, which are the aerosols and the cleaners, electronic accessories, which are like the USB charging rechargeable sprayer, and then the brushes and towels. So towels, again, pre-order, that should be coming here next probably 4 to 6 weeks. But pre-orders are now, so you can save that. But what's actually active right now is this new combo. So all 4 different types of clean brushes combined together, you're saving $6.30, right? So all of these brushes are going to do something different for you. So we've got the 6-piece brush set, the detail brush set, the reservoir brush set, and the block brushes. So really cool. All of them do something different, so it makes sense to have, you know, a set of each one. And then of course you have your skins down here. So add those skins, you know, saving 25%. And this is to skin them all, right? So you're getting skins for all of these guys here and saving 25%. So check that out, you know, when you're on the site. And hopefully you take advantage of that. Again, you know, Cow-Tech to save yourself an additional 10% off on that. And another item we talked about before is the mini Carbon Series mats have landed. So if you notice, like the pre-orders that we had previously, we were only selling them in threes, right? And that was just because the pre-order set, it was difficult to sell them singular. So now that we actually have these in-house, we are selling these on the website in single packs, right? I'm sorry, well, single items. So you don't have to buy 3 if you were hesitant to do that. Just buy the one. You can buy it with or without the magnetics, kind of up to you. And actually, this is going to be an item that Adam gives away today, in addition to some other items that he likes. But one of these with each of our winners tonight gets to take home a mini Carbon Series mat.
Yeah, definitely awesome prizes. And honestly, it's because we appreciate you guys, you know, tuning in, going over the questions, and basically, you know, making the show flow that much better. Because I see that you guys are throwing your stuff in. And yes, the brushes are awesome. And you're going to kind of see how I go through and use specifically the detail brushes today. But all of the brushes are definitely worth the price of admission. And now that they put them in a combo, even better. Yeah, the block brushes are awesome for tire cleaning, getting the bottom of the chassis, getting the heavy dirt and grime away from stuff, and you can't go wrong with it. Is Dino eligible to win? Yes, Dino needs a win. Actually, I'm cheering for Dino today.
I kind of feel bad for Dino because he's gotten a bad rap of winning a whole bunch of times, but he hasn't won recently. So maybe he deserves to win again because it's been a while.
Yeah, we'll have to spin the wheel. So speaking of winning, how's everybody going to win today? So we're going to just add this to the screen real quick. And so today's hashtag is going to be Moo-Kleen. So all you have to do is just hashtag Moo-Kleen, and you guys will be in it to win it. So basically, you just have to be in at the end of the show and follow along, and you have a chance to win some of the products that I'm going to use in part 2 of the segment for basically RC racing maintenance. We got the pre, the post, and the during. I'm excited to share all my secrets with you guys. Definitely a few of the guys, the block brushes are sweet for cleaning A-arms. Yes, definitely can get up on there with the A-arms, the upper and lower for my type of kit. But yes, definitely awesome for that. Sweet.
Well, the nice thing is when, so like as Adam's going through his clean process, one of the nice things that actually starting with CowRC is just kind of put in, and let me just go ahead and show you on the site here real quick, is sample packs. So we've talked about this on and off, but we actually kind of made a separate section on the website for sample packs. So very top of the website, sample packs. And we've got 4 different sets right here. So Deluxe is giving you the mini Carbon Series, mini mouse pad, some tire wash, some cleaner and degreaser. I'm sorry, some part and chassis wash, hide wipes, and a couple different magnetic mats. And then it kind of pairs down a little bit from there. So like if there's anything that Adam's talking about that you're not quite sure, you know, do you believe it works? Are you sure that you don't really, you know, do you not need it for your vehicle or not? Check out these items. It gives you a little bit of sampling of everything. Actually includes a little bit of a, I'll blow this up so I can see it a little better, a little sample of udder butter as well. So nice little pack. Again, especially if you're a veteran of CowRC products, these are great items just to hang out in the bag. You know, you don't need to have all of these things. You can, you know, put a little bit in your bag, get a couple different sample packs, and kind of see, you know, what you like and where you like them.
Yeah, and honestly, the best thing is we have 100% money back guarantee, and not many RC companies. Whoa! Are we having a seance here?
It's episode 1 again.
Oh my God, I'm having a flashback.
Wow.
Jeez.
I got this. It's a perfect timing here. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, man, that is bright. What is that?
This is bright. Well, this is exactly one of the items that we wanted to tease today. So this is the CowRC headlamp.
Nice.
It's coming out here very soon. So you can see I'm cycling through different sections here, different ways. So this is the super bright, second brightest, and then we've got a spotlight here.
Jeez.
And then a lower spotlight. And the awesome thing is it's motion censored.
That is pretty darn cool.
So CowRC is going to start selling these guys here. And turn these lights back on here. Fake power outage. So these are something we're going to be coming out with here soon. So this is the headband light. Super lightweight. And I don't know if you guys have used headband lights before. So I've always been used to the ones that have a big, bulky light at the front. They've got like a 2 AAAs in them, and it folds down. It usually gives some good lighting, but it's super heavy, at least for me. Like, I don't have a huge head. Like, I'm probably like a 7.5 size hat, maybe a 7 3/4, something like that. But the lamps always like fell down on my face, especially when you're sweating. They'd start sliding down. But this thing fits really nice. It's super light, and then it's USB rechargeable.
Nice.
So it comes with the cord, right? So it just plugs in to the unit itself and to a normal USB charging station. Actually has, so it has the 4 different settings. So your 2 buttons are on the side here. This strip here is that real bright light here, that lights up. And then on this end here, this is your spotlight. So really cool for getting up close if you don't want like a huge halo of light going on. So it's kind of like, I look at it as like maybe one being a trail, light where you're just walking and you just need like a lot of light kind of spread out. And then the other one being more of a focused work light. So if you need to, you're working on something, maybe when you're in the woods and you drop something, or you just need to change battery, what have you, works really well. I've enjoyed using this. I think what I've used before has not been that great. And I thought that was really the only option. So with this coming out, I think this is going to be a super nice addition to the CowRC maintenance program.
Yeah, as for the bug zapper attachment, that would be a good idea, actually, because I know you'd be swatting them away for sure.
Yeah, that could be. So we'll have to check. I haven't used this outside yet, just kind of used it inside and more of like a maintenance thing. So yeah, the bug situation, who knows? That may be a thing that you have to kind of compete with, depending on how much light you really want to have.
Yeah, now that would be awesome out on the trail. And I know me personally, when we're out at the track doing those late night pit stops, like let's face it, Nitro A Main is usually the last race of the whole show, usually under the lights. So having that in the pit stop, it would be focused right where I'm looking. I don't know if I'm going to blind anybody else, but that might be something I'd like to get my hands on and try.
Well, yeah, I mean, for $9.99. It's a great deal. So these, I mean, there's other places that sell units similar to this, but you're not going to see one that's this inexpensive. So the other units that are out there are more expensive than $9.99. So check this out. It's just, and that's what CowRC is trying to do. Is it's trying to do a couple things. Is be your one-stop shop for RC maintenance, and also be a value to you. So you go with our bulk products, our concentrates. And all of our electronic tools and accessories. It's something where you can make a one-stop shop. You don't have to go to 15 different websites to get what you need for RC maintenance. It's all right here, and we're just kind of adding to it. We're doing the sample packs. We're doing bundles and combinations. It's all about savings and helping you guys really increase your RC maintenance program.
Yeah, and not only that, like the best part is, your guys' ideas are actually coming to fruition because of this show. Some of the best ideas have come from you guys, the viewers. So definitely, if you have an idea, drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. But I agree, Johnny. I do think that it'll be pretty darn cool. Painting RC bodies, too. Didn't think of that one, but yeah. Definitely when you want to see the finer details and depending on where you're located while painting, definitely need something like that. For lighting type, yes, no, yeah, for sure. It would definitely help out because no matter where you're looking, it looked like Tyler was like lighting up the whole board. It was awesome to see because Matt was glowing when he had the headlight on, so it definitely is pretty cool. No, I like that headlamp for sure. And for under $10, like, geez Louise, like $9.99.
Comfortable. I mean, honestly, it feels like, I mean, it's elastic headband. It's adjustable. So you can see I'm like kind of adjusting it, you know, getting it a little tighter. It's super lightweight. It's got like a rubber texture on the backside of it, so it stays put. You notice it's there, but you don't. It's not. I should say it's evenly distributed. The weight's evenly distributed, so which is nice. It's not. You don't have to like move your head around. You don't have a light flopping around on your nose and your forehead. It just stays still.
Nice. No, nothing wrong with that at all. So we actually got into part 1 of the series. And I'm just going to do a little recap before we move the cameras around and kind of get settled in to what we're going to be focusing on tonight. So I'm just going to grab this camera, take you on a little tour here of the room. So all my parts are still here from what we pulled off. Now, if you remember, what we did was we actually removed, let me get this zoomed in here. All right. So we removed the steering servo, the brake servo, all the electronics, and the center diff all in one shebang. So obviously here you can see how clean the body is. So I'm going to show you how I resurrect that, of course. And then I can't believe I left this thing this clean for so long. Like it was giving us fits, but my buddy was nice enough to let me borrow his nitro buggy for the event, and I could leave this one caked and ready for our little demonstration. Now, I will switch over to the heads up view so you guys can kind of follow along with the action. So basically, all I did was I just took out the parts tray and the center diff thus far, exposing the true dirt. And now we can dive in to part 2 and kind of show off what I do in order to maintain this buggy. So, with that being said, first thing I'm going to show off, we talked about these last time. We gave them away on the last show, but these hide wipes are worth their weight in gold. So you can see this right here. Watch this. And this has been caked on. I don't even know how long this has been caked on now. But basically, I don't know if you can see that sticker now, but that's how clean it is in just a few little wipes. And getting it super clean with one cow wipe is amazing. Like the whole thing just comes shiny clean. And if you guys have ever dealt with sticky, icky nitro fuel and dirt, mud, and grime, it's no joke. Like this stuff cakes itself onto everything. And to be able to clean it super simply with just one little thing here makes my life so much easier. And I wouldn't have it any other way, especially with how easy it is to remove all the grime. Now, you can see that that is now an orange body. Don't mind my painting. My painting sucks. That's why I have my guy paint it. And you got to make sure that the driver can still see, so you clean the inside window. And look at that. You can see right through the window again. Unbelievably clean. And look at.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty nasty.
Oh, man. Like, people don't realize how bad this gets. It gets horribly bad. Now, one of the things that one of the I think it was on the the fan page, I believe. Somebody was asking about the electronics cleaner. So,
oh yeah,
I have the electronics cleaner right here. One of my favorite things is probably the electronics cleaner. Let me just move this nastiness out of the way. Move the electronics into focus. I'm going to go to the overhead camera real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just switch it up for you, bud.
And you could put on single view if you want.
How's that? Is that good?
Yeah, that was good.
Can you hear me still?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, so right now, all I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to pull the center diff out, put it in the center diff holder, and then I'm going to get rid of the brake pads. Now, everything here, as you can tell, has all my electronics in it. It has the receiver packing here. It has my transponder mounted to the top, my power switch, my receiver, and all the electronics inside, and then in here. So you can see how caked and dirty and grimy that is. So what I'm going to show you is how safe this electronic cleaner is. I'm going to spray directly on this stuff, and you'll see how fast it actually, I guess it dissipates or whatever.
So yeah, it'll dissipate. I mean, it's a water evaporant, so it's also taking care of all the water that's stuck in there too.
And notice I'm doing it right on my clean pit mat too, because I don't have enough room at my mom's house. So I'm definitely doing some stuff that I typically don't do. So sprayed it all over here. Now I'm just agitating it a little bit with the brush. And once I have that done, you'll see the difference. Now, one of the things that I really like with using the electronics cleaner, you can spray it right on to the mag brake and it has no effect on this whatsoever. Same with any of the electronics, 100% electronic safe. So now that we hit it with electronics cleaner, just to get rid of anything extra, I just like to grab my trusty Hide Wipes, wipe everything down, and I'll show you that I'm basically just getting a little bit of the harder to get scuba off with this, and you'll see the difference between the two as soon as I hold this up for you guys to see. But don't be scared to spray this on electronics of any sort. Now, I know there was some questions about like how safe it was for the electronics, this, that, and the other. I would not spray it on my e-buggy if I didn't trust this product 110%. Everybody knows how expensive ESCs can be and how hard it is to clean and maintain them. You want to make sure that the product you're using is up to the task. So now I'm going to show you guys the difference. Look at how clean that is now. So that right there is brand spanking new. I would be proud to show this off in my build now because it looks like it is brand new servos being dropped back in. It looks like I just put brand new brake pads on there, all nice and clean, ready to rock. And honestly, it dries so fast that you got to be quick on the gun. So I just wanted to segue into some just to show how confident I am with this cleaner. Let me get rid of some of the dirt and debris here. And I'm going to bring over this buggy here. This is my e-buggy now. So I left my electronics all dusty and dirty. And now this is the Tekin RX8 Gen 3. This is the T8i motor, and basically it needs a bath. So what are you going to do? I'm going to give it a little squirt. And if you can see how fast that dries, this dries faster than anybody's business. I believe some of the evaporant that is in here is it's mind-boggling how fast. Like, it's already dry, and you can tell just by the fan blades and the heat shrink how fast it actually acts and works on the electronics. Now, I've done this multiple times on my ESC, and it runs perfectly, no problems. So once again, it is the Moo-Kleen industrial grade electronics cleaner and degreaser. The only thing I trust on my electronics. I would not trust any other spray on an electronic device. And believe me, I was super nervous to do it for the very first time. But as you can see by the results, you just spray and then you can get into nice, hard to reach areas. Not only that, there's different nozzle types that you can get that will either restrict the flow or increase the flow, which is always nice to have. But you can see how clean it got all the electronics, all the wiring, all the connectors, and all the important areas of your electronic system. Now, you tell me what other cleaner on the market even come close to being able to claim that they can spray directly onto your ESC motor and electronics. This is a game changer, in my opinion, big time. I even let my kids do that stuff. So let's get back to business here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that product is my favorite aerosol of the CowRC product line. I use that product for so many applications. I mean, it's a degreaser as well. So,
yeah,
you know, and not only, you know, for prepping surfaces, for adhering servo tape to it, you know, prepping bodies,
tires,
stickers, yes, mounting tires. It's got so many, I mean, prepping hardware before you put thread locker on it. It's got so many applications. I mean, I use it, like, that's kind of one of my first items I use when I clean down any of my RCs. It's great for kind of getting into the springs in your shocks, any of the preload collars on your shock bodies. I mean, it's got so many applications, and you don't have to worry about what you're spraying it on. It's electronic safes. It's the only thing that you want to take just make sure that you're careful with is anything that's got a sticky, you know. So obviously you're prepping a surface for servo tape. Well, you're going to use that same thing to take it off. So just be careful when you have any tapes that you've already applied. It may, you know, remove that stickiness. So just be kind of careful with that. But other than that, it's safe on everything else.
Yeah, and it is definitely one of my go-to things because it makes life so much easier, especially when you have the kids running multiple classes. I'm running multiple classes. So for me to keep up, I definitely need the help all the time. And seeing that it makes it so much easier to stay on top of your game. It's one of those products that you just can't live without. One of the most important things in our line of racing is got to be tires. If you don't have a good set of tires that stay glued, you're going to lose the race before it even starts. So having that degreaser on just the tire bead is amazing in on its own, because that will remove all of the releasing agents and make sure that you get the proper gluing you need. So can you see how dirty this is?
I'm going to blow you up here.
So is it showing in the camera? I'm not 100% sure, but this thing is supposed to be white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you how easy it is. So look at the difference already. Like, that is literally 2 seconds, gets all the fuel off, and cleans it right up in seconds. And this has been caked on, well, since the last show and a little bit before that. So just having the ability to clean this so quickly it just tickles my heart because I was a little nervous leaving it for this long. I'm not going to lie. I do not leave my kits this dirty this long. One of the people that told me about maintenance and how to ensure you have the right stuff is got to be Steve. And I know him and his kids usually watch this show, so I got to give him a huge shout out. This guy's just been killing it, and he's been using all of the CowRC products. Love this guy to death, and he's always interested in trying out more stuff. So we definitely got to hook him up with the good stuff. So already, this tank, I don't know if you can see, it's actually white again. But man, that took literally, what, 2 seconds to get that tank completely clean. So now that I have the tank out, one of the things that I will do is I like to test it just to make sure that it is still sealed. Now, this chassis is literally disgusting. So I'm looking for any damage, any cracked side guards, anything like that. And then what I like to do is I like to actually rip it off and make sure that I can get everything as clean as I possibly can. So let me grab the right tool here.
So we had some questions about bearing maintenance, if you don't mind answering a couple.
Yes. So bearing maintenance is super important.
Yeah. So some comments came in about using the cleaner and degreaser on the on bearings. So what do you recommend? So obviously cleaner and degreaser is pulling some greases out of the bearings. What are you using to replenish the greases and oils in your bearings?
That is a great question, and obviously it's the ultralight grease. It has been fantastic. I gotta say that with the yellow one, it actually has the PTFE in it. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
And it is engineered for the RC bearings. So what I would do is, as you're going to see here shortly, once I actually rip in to the rear end, it will expose a little bit more of the bearings. And you will see that once you clean all the seal areas, once you get all of the tough scubba off, you definitely want to make sure you hit it with the ultra-thin oil. And now that Heat has multiple Moo-Slicks, you got to make sure that you're using the right one for the right application. Because you'll see in 2 seconds, I just need 2 more screws out, and then we are good to go. All right, so just like that, boom, we got the whole rear chassis assembly off. And as you can see over here, I'm actually keeping it front, rear, and center. That way I can keep track, because I'm sure this is going to go into another episode. Now, you guys were asking about the bearing maintenance. Let me just grab my 5 mils so I can get these off. I'm just going to pull the shocks off here. And having these little mini part trays are definitely a godsend. And if you're in between projects like I am, you definitely want to have them. I have them labeled. This one is my daughter's. So thank you, Michaela, for letting me use this one. It is the girl theme, the CowRC girl theme. So I love that. So let me get this off, I will show you what I do with my shocks in a sec. But since we have a question specifically about the bearings, the best way to get to the bearings is like this for my particular kit anyways. So I basically just pull this off, and then this exposes it right here. And you can see inside how dirty it actually is. So I would actually throw it in my sonic cleaner and give it some love that way and make sure that I get all the dirt and debris out. Now, I don't do this every time at the track, obviously, but when I'm digging this deep into it for getting ready for a big event, you definitely want to give it some love, because all of your effort and hard work will pay off in spades when you go to the track and try and compete at a high level. So one of the things that I'm looking for here is any damaged oblong parts or loose pieces in the actual drivetrain. The other thing I like to check out is the pin, and if I have to, I will replace the pin. This is where the ultralight grease really comes in handy when you're reassembling it. You want to hit all these key points where there's actual movement in any metal on metal. So that is the orange industrial grade ultralight grease coating, and that thing works amazing on all moving parts, including the pillow balls. So back to the bearings. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right here is just my trusty Hide Wipe. Going to clean it all up, get it all good to go. Now you can see that the inside is now the right color. It's not cake. Now hopefully you can see this here, how it's supposed to be orange. So I'll hold it up to the camera. Hopefully you guys can see that. I see Tyler zoomed me in. So basically I'm going to clean all that off. And since I don't have the sonic cleaner here, I would definitely pop both of those out, clean both sides, and make sure that I hit it with this one right here. This one is designed specifically for the bearings. And you can actually use the included tips here, and you can change how much of a flow you want to spray on it. And give it some time to penetrate in. While it's actually working its magic, I would go to the other side and start working on that.
And Adam, could you give us there were some questions about the kind of thickness between the oil and the grease. Can you kind of do a little sample like on the Carbon Series mat and kind of squirt some of each product so people can kind of see?
That is a great idea. Yeah, let me set that up. So now that we got this out of the way, flip this back. So the difference between the two greases, you're going to love this, because one actually sticks better than the other. And that is huge when you want it to not fling off. One of the best properties, it's almost like Udder Butter, only spray-on style. And it's definitely one of those things that you don't want to live without. All right, so let me clean up my tools, clean up the mat so you guys can see. Okay, so this one right here is the ultra thin oil with PTFE. So I'm going to spray it in a little pool right here. And you can see how it actually penetrates quickly, and all the bubbles are disappearing. So now I'm going to grab the industrial grade orange can. And these things, I wish there was a scratch and sniff right now. You guys be able to see both. This one right here, you can see how it actually stays. And this actually coats and stays put. Where this is a little bit more watery, this is going to actually stay more grease-like.
Well, I mean, because it's obviously like the ultra thin oil with PTFE is the oil, and then the ultralight grease is a grease. So it is definitely two different types of chemicals and used for different applications, like Adam was describing.
Yeah, completely. I honestly, the light coating has been amazing for, well, okay, so the light grease has been amazing for like pillow balls any of the moving parts. Like all of these metal on metal, steel on steel, if you want it protected to the max, obviously Udder Butter might not be the best ticket, but the ultra-light grease, if you just spray enough of that on there just to lubricate, not cake it on there, you're going to get that protection. And trust me, it makes it so much easier to clean once you're done an event. It is like magic. So you can see now that this is completely turned to the oil base now, and you can still see the grease hopefully on the mat here. So this is nice and greasy still. This, you can tell, is oily based. So the viscosity is definitely a lot thicker on the spray-on grease. And like I said, the smell, oh my God, if you could actually smell it, it is one of those things like scratch and sniff we're going to need. I use this on all of my moving parts. Anything that you need to reduce wear, reduce heat, and reduce failure, this is the ticket. So this is the ultralight grease. But since we are doing the bearings, I'm going to switch back to the yellow can. Throw this in. We're going to do the other side while we wait. Get that in there. And now the nice thing about this is it actually penetrates past the seal because it's so thin. When I'm doing it after the ultrasonic cleaner bath, what I will do is I'll actually put one seal on the one side and I'll fill all of them with the ultra thin oil. Now make sure you use the oil on the bearings. It actually says engineered for RC bearings, long-lasting lubrication, defends against corrosion, wide temperature range, and rapid penetration. That is important that you don't mix this one up with the orange one, which is the grease. Very important, especially if you want to get as much life out of your bearings as you possibly can. So I'm just hitting all the ones in the diff as well. And this is just to ensure that when I rip into it, that everything stays where it is supposed to. Now I am going to tear into the diff just for this demonstration, just to show you exactly what I do, because this is where the Udder Butter will come into play. And it is extremely important, especially if you're expecting the best possible, I guess, experience out of your disc. Obviously, we change our discs for multiple reasons. One being for performance, and the other being for, I guess, to maintain. But if you're a true racer, I don't even think you let it get that bad. You are changing it out probably more than what the recommendation is for that. So I'm going to pull it out, and you'll see exactly what I mean as soon as I get this puppy off. A couple screws here. And one of the best things is, I know Tyler is normally dirtying up his carbon mat.
Oh, yeah.
I love beating on mine. I'm actually surprised that I'm beating on it this bad. It just goes to show like how much these can actually change.
It is. It's an amazing mat. It just is so much. It's so helpful, and it keeps your other mats lasting longer because you don't have to worry about getting too much on them or forgetting to clean them or what have you. It's that mat loves the grease and oil and silicone.
So speaking of grease and Udder Butter, I don't know if you can see that, but there's barely any spray on my diff case. You can see where the Udder Butter is, but it actually stayed put on the gear as designed. So that's one of the best things I love about the Udder Butter, because it doesn't fling off. It stays right where you need it, and it protects at such a high level of competition, it's not even funny. So you can see where I have the Udder Butter all in there. And again, What do you use for that? Of course, you use the industrial grade electronics cleaner. That will cut through the grease where other cleaners might not cut through and degrease it. So you can see the Udder Butter spraying right off. And one of the tricks that I use, and I forgot to mention, is I don't know if you can see on the case, but I actually write what weight oil I put in the case. So now that I got the rear dip out, I'm just going to wipe off all of the excess here. And I always like to start off brand spanking new and clean. That way I know when I put it back together, I will have absolutely zero failures, because all these Moo-Kleen products are what gets you to the finish line. And if you don't hit the finish line, you never know if you're going to win or lose. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop this apart. Another thing I love about my mats is, like you just saw, I dropped the screw there. And with these massive channels here, I'm not worried about them rolling off onto the floor and being lost forever, especially where I'm at. I definitely can't afford to be losing anything. I don't think there's a hobby shop anywhere near the vicinity I'm currently at. So, boom, we got that. And now, I don't know if you can see that, but that is not bad at all. Obviously, it's probably only been a race and a half since I've had that diff in there. So for me, that is not bad at all. I will take it. So now that we have this puppy all tore down, what is the next step, you might ask? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you what I do. And the funny thing is, having the grease on the mat isn't a bad thing. So now that I actually have the kingpins out, I'm going to actually roll them. I'm rolling them through the actual grease here. And what I'm doing is I'm actually checking for any imperfections. I'm checking to make sure that they're not bent, not scored. Do I have to run them through with the drill and just unscuff them? But you can see that these are still in perfect condition. So I'm just going to set those aside. And now this is where the fun starts. So what I do is I just lay out all of my plastics in order here. And basically, one of my favorite things is my power washer. And this thing has been a godsend. I love having the adjustable power wash tip. If you saw the last show, when you're setting up, make sure that you don't travel with this tip screwed on. If you do lose it, it could be horrible. So please make sure you definitely keep an eye on that.
Hey Adam, quick question. So Mike Smith was asking about polishing your hinge pins. Are you polishing them, or you'd mentioned like you're lubricating them and inspecting them? Are you doing anything else other than that?
Okay, so that is a great question. So let's just say that I do need to polish it. So what I would do is I would actually put it in my drill bit, just the tip. And then when you're spinning it, the Moo-Kleen Hide Wipes are fantastic because we have the rough side and the smooth side. So I've been using, instead of a Scotch-Brite pad, I've been using the rough side of the Hide Wipes to actually polish. Yeah. And honestly, the amount that I take my kits apart is probably, I'm going to say excessive, but I'm always maintaining it to make sure. But if you run your nail across it and you don't feel any of the edges, you know you got a good hinge pin. So basically with the rough side in a drill bit, you will have this thing so shiny and smooth, it takes care of all the imperfection. So great question. But yes, if I am definitely running it in, I will put it in a drill bit using the rough side of the Hide Wipes. You'll see the difference once you do that. And then of course, lubricate it with the ultra-light grease, which is the orange one. So now that I got this all cleaned up and power washed up,
And also, Adam, we're on a 10-minute warning.
Oh, geez. Okay. Let me just get this going, and we'll give away some prizes here. So now that I got all the bits and pieces all out here, this is where you can actually go through and do the final inspect. You got everything super clean compared to like what I was showing you guys. I was kind of embarrassed and a little worried, but knowing that I had all the proper cleaning equipment here, I knew that I was going to be able to get through it quite quickly and make sure that it looked spectacular for the camera. So I'm just going to clean this up real quick, and then we can give away some good stuff.
I mean, it's pretty impressive how much product you're putting on the Carbon Series mat. I mean,
it takes it like a champ too. Like
right.
like I've seen you do it, but I've never beat on my stuff like this. That is for sure. So I leave all of the theatrics to Tyler. This is basically, like I told you guys, and in our previous show, I have a dirty side and a clean side. So having both my kids in the racing with me, which is truly a blessing, we have a completely different table set up that is gross. And everybody, when they come back from the pits, they know, go to the dirty table first, get it all dialed in. Once you have that done, you're good to go. You can actually come to the clean side. But you definitely want to make sure that all of the dirty stuff is done away from the nice stuff that Heath has hooked us up with. Because as some of you may or may not know, Heath does do custom pit mats. And we have some Ross Racing custom pit mats that are just amazing. And obviously you want to take care of those. Never beat up your white mats like I just did today. That is for sure. So as you can see, everything's gone. All the scub is gone. And if I was to dry it, the one thing that I would do is I would hit it with the blaster. So the CowRC blaster, especially the variable speed one, I wouldn't be worried about blowing stuff away. All right. So with that being said, we got into the rear of the buggy, and I will have to have you guys tune in for the next show in order to see what we do from here. But definitely excited to share this little bit with you so far. I love the questioning. I love that you guys cut me off for a few things. And you can even see the little bit of udder butter that's left in the tray here from racing and all that stuff. But you can just see how clean all these parts have come. I love it. Let me just switch the camera back, and we'll take care of some business and give away some stuff.
Yeah, so everybody use the hashtag Moo-Kleen. One word.
Moo-Kleen.
Mookleen.
So let me just switch this back. Thank you. There we go. All right, we are back in action. Man, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Obviously, we still have lots of work to do. Because there's the little bit of udder butter left on the bottom of the chassis. And you can tell that not a lot of it flinged off at extremely high RPMs. So we will make sure that we address all the rest of these issues. But look at how clean this came. This is like awesome. And like just literally in a few seconds. And I was a little nervous beating on these mats, but after seeing Tyler do it, I guess it's not that bad. That's
right. It wiped up. I mean, you just used a microfiber towel, right? And just wiped it up.
Yeah, I can't wait to get the CowRC microfiber, but yeah, cool. Having a microfiber is definitely clutch. It'll save you tons of time. But like Tyler was saying, I'll bring it up here. So hashtag is going to be Moo-Kleen. And the first thing that we should give away is got to be the industrial grade cleaner. That thing is just It's priceless. That's the red bottle. And if anybody knows me, Redline Racing, all the red, black, and chrome is my thing. So that one just fits my theme 110%. So I love it to death. So I think all we have to do is check. We got everybody in with Moo-Kleen. Yeah. So
3 entries.
All right.
Almost everybody.
Yeah, we got 27 on, 23 entries. So we'll give you 2 seconds. Moo-Kleen, Moo-Kleen. Tag Moo-Kleen. So good luck to Dino anyways, because it's been a long time coming for that guy. All right.
Yeah, also we're giving away a mini carbon series mat as well with each of these winners.
Yes, that is awesome that Heath is throwing that in. Definitely some good stuff. All right, so we are going to spin the wheel. Good luck, everybody. 24 entries. I love it.
Oh,
Johnny,
the new repeat winner.
Yeah, he's the new Dino, eh?
Very much.
All right. So obviously, another important piece of the puzzle has got to be the Moo-Kleen concentrate. One of our most used items in our arsenal. Obviously, you've seen how much I was spraying onto the chassis, spraying onto the rear end, spraying onto my pit mat for Pete's sake. But definitely something you need to have in your arsenal. Now, I do want to say, when I go and fill up the power washer, I'm only using it up to the very first line, which is 0. And then the rest is water. So the concentrate makes quite a bit of bottles. It does. I'm still rocking the 32 ounce. And that's what we're going to be giving away is the 32 ounce, the big mama jama too. So that, and you get a carbon series with the 32 ounce concentrate. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the questionings. And let's see who's going to luck into prize number 2. Kurt. Okay. Oh, man. I think Kurt's a new winner.
I think so, too. I don't recognize that name.
I love seeing new winners. Man, I can't believe that another hour has flown by. Episode 36 in the books. Next one, 37. Obviously, you're going to have to join us for the completion of this buggy because I need to run this buggy soon. So we're definitely going to have to get some things going. I do have some videos I'm going to drop. And, man, I am going to drop this setup in the CowRC. It's the fan page. I'm going to drop that in the fan page so you guys can see exactly what kind of shenanigans I was up to today, way up north. And I'll actually drop a pin where I'm at so you guys can see how rural it actually is up here. And if you have any fishing tips, I might need them because we haven't been able to catch nada so far. So definitely need some help in those aspects. But thank you guys for tuning in. It has been an awesome ride so far. Tyler, thank you for taking the controls again. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, man, it is definitely appreciated. And I just love sharing all of my knowledge and tools that I've been using to maintain and ensure that all of our vehicles run without any failures on the track. I appreciate it, Kurt. And it was awesome seeing everybody. Still wearing the light. Awesome, guy.
Yeah, so, and Kurt, message Adam or I on Facebook to claim your prize. We'll need your shipping address.
Yes, please and thank you.
Well, good deal. Well, thanks, Adam. Another great show and tell for us. And it was on location. Are you going to be back in your normal, the Ross Racing shop when for episode 37, or will you still be on the road?
We will still be on the road.
Oh, wow.
So but we'll be in civilized roads. So
Okay,
we'll
that
actually
looks
have,
pretty good from this vantage point.
yeah, high-speed internet. It'll be a little bit more comfortable. It'll be in the Ross Racing's pit because it will be at the end of the Nitro Blast. Looking forward to that event. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, we're just on our racecation right now. So we're hop skipping around all of Ontario and just having fun and taking names. And I appreciate you taking the reins and making sure I stay on track.
Well, we'll do it again in 2 weeks.
Heck yeah, man. Join us where we finish this this dirty beast of a vehicle here. And I'll share some stuff on the fan page. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will see you in 2 short weeks.
All right. See you, everybody. Thanks for joining us.